Moon in Canada. Our stories shine brighter than the moon. We're so happy to have you with us.
In the ancient city of Medina, where the sand glowed golden at sunset, lived a young man named Ammar, known for his anger more than his kindness.
Allahu Akbar!
Son, anger is a fire. It burns the one who holds it first.
And his kindness. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
Then do as the Prophet ﷺ taught Bi'at. The strong one is not the one who defeats others, but the one who controls himself when angry.
Look at him. He is such a weakling. Go cry to your mother, Ammar.
Yeah, maybe the old man will protect you.
Astaghfirullah.
That day, Ammar learned Tang. Forgiveness isn't weakness, it's light. When you feel angry, just breathe deep like this. In and out.
Brother Ammar, why don't you get angry anymore?
Because the Prophet ﷺ taught us, when you control your anger, Allah covers you with His mercy. Those who restrain anger and pardon people, Allah loves the doers of good. O Allah, make my heart peaceful like the desert after rain.
O Allah, forgive my sins and grant me your mercy. You are the most forgiving, the more merciful.
Because when you forgive for Allah's sake, your heart shines with a light that never fades.
Forgiving others doesn't make you small. It makes your soul shy with the mercy of Allah.
Abba, my pencil broke again. Can I get a new one today?
Yes, soon. Beta, we'll get one after I finish today's rides. Just manage with this half for now.
But Abba, teacher says I write beautifully when the pencil is sharp.
And your Abba says, sharp pencils don't matter. Sharp minds do.
Look, Ayan's shoes are torn again. And he uses half a pencil. How does he even study?
Poor kid. Maybe his father doesn't care.
Ayan, your handwriting and your words, Kayed, they're beautiful. Sir, Ayan is brilliant. But he's struggling. His father can't even pay next month's fees.
Sir, maybe if we helped one, others might learn to help too.
Rules are rules.
Madam, this is a private school, not a charity. If we help one, hundreds will come.
Abba, they said I can't come to school anymore unless we pay the fees.
I wanted you to become something better than me, Beta.
You already are, Abba. You take me to school every day.
Sir, this is all Abba could save.
It's not full fees, but please let me stay. I'll study harder.
Papa, I read Ayan's essay. My dream for Pakistan is simple.
A country where no child's future depends on how much his father earns by but on how much he learns.
From today, you'll study here for free. Your fees are my apology.
Thank you, sir. I'll make you proud.
In a nation where dreams are measured by money,
One broken pencil reminded that education isn't privilege, it's right.
When a poor child is denied education, the nation loses its brightest light.
Empathy is the bridge between privilege and purpose.
Maya was a loving mother. She adored her little daughter, Emily, more than anything in the world. But like many people in today's age, Maya had developed a habit that quietly grew into something dangerous. Her phone. At the dinner table, instead of watching her daughter smile, Maya's eyes would often drift to the glowing screen. Emily would talk, share little stories from her day, but Maya's attention was somewhere else. Even during playtime, when Emily stacked her colorful blocks or pretended to cook with her tiny toy kitchen, Maya would nod absent-mindedly, her fingers scrolling endlessly. Emily's laughter sometimes turned into silence. She felt unseen. Emily loved her mother deeply, but she also longed for her mother's presence, not just her body, but her heart. One bright afternoon, Maya and Emily went for a walk near a swimming pool. The sun was shining, the water sparkled, and Emily's small hand held onto her mother's. But then, a message buzzed on Maya's phone. Maya's steps slowed. Her eyes dropped to the screen. She became lost in the words glowing back at her. Emily, curious as always, toddled closer to the edge of the pool. The little ripples fascinated her. She leaned just a little, and in the blink of an eye, she slipped. There was a splash. Maya's phone slipped from her trembling hands as she screamed her daughter's name and jumped in after her. She fought the water with every ounce of strength, pulling Emily into her arms. She prayed desperately, "Please, God, save my child." Emergency services were called. Sirens wailed in the distance. Strangers rushed to help. But time was cruel. Despite Maya's frantic efforts, Emily was gone. Maya sat by the poolside, drenched, her hands trembling, staring at her daughter's small shoes lying on the ground. Her phone, broken, lifeless, lay beside her, a symbol of the distraction that had stolen her world. That day, Maya's heart shattered. She realized that a moment of distraction had cost her the most precious life she ever held. This heartbreaking story reminds us, technology is powerful, but it should never come before the people we love. Our children, our family, our friends. They don't just need our presence. They need our attention, our eyes, our hearts. A single glance away, a moment of neglect, can change everything forever.
The night in Karachi, when she lost her husband, Zoya's world collapsed like a sandcastle under a violent tide. One moment she was a wife, a partner, a woman with a future. The next she was a widow, standing on a road soaked in rain and grief, clutching the last memory of a man who would never return home. His body had been found near the port area. Nobody could tell whether it was an accident or a crime. In this city, truth often drowns beneath noise. All Zoya had left were unanswered questions and two small children clinging to her trembling clothes. She didn't cry that night. She froze. Sometimes sorrow becomes too heavy for tears. When she entered her one-room home, everything looked the same. His slippers near the door, his half-read newspaper, his prayer mat folded neatly. But the air felt different. It was empty. The first week after his death passed like a fog. Relatives came, whispered condolences that felt like passing breezes, and left. Some gave advice, others gave pity, none gave solutions. People have a habit of offering words instead of help. It's cheaper. Her children, Ahmed and Noreen, were too young to understand death, but old enough to understand absence. Ami, when will Abu come back? Ahmed asked. Zoya swallowed the ache forming in her chest. When flowers learn to walk, she said softly, because sometimes lies are kinder than truths. Noreen climbed into her lap and traced the shape of her mother's face. You're sad, she whispered. Children always know. The first blow came from her landlord. Your husband used to pay on time. Now what? I can't wait forever. Zoya stared at the floor. Please, give me a little time. I will arrange something. He sighed in the exaggerated way people do when they want to remind you they have power. A month, no more. A deadline. A countdown to suffering. The second blow came from her children's school. We understand your situation, but fees must be cleared. Rules are rules. Rules never bend for the poor, only for the powerful. The third blow came from hunger. It arrives quietly, but once it settles inside a home, it doesn't leave until it devours everything. Zoya searched for work with relentless desperation. She went door to door, asking for cleaning jobs, stitching orders, dishwashing work, anything. People looked at her with the kind of sympathy that has no intention of helping. One woman said, we already have a maid, and my husband, he doesn't like strangers in the house. Another said, widows attract trouble. Another whispered, come tomorrow, and never opened the door again. She returned home every evening with tired feet and heavier worries. Her children watched her silently. Silence, the language of the defeated. One evening, she visited her husband's old workplace. His supervisor sat behind a large desk flipping through papers with indifference. Sir, I only want temporary work. Something small, I have children. He didn't look up. What work can you do? I can stitch, teach basic reading, clean, cook, anything. He finally raised his eyes, not to see her skills, but to see her vulnerability. We don't have jobs, he said. But maybe, if you're willing to give something in return, we can arrange something. His eyes made the offer filthier than his words. Zoya stepped back slowly, her pulse loud in her ears. I'm not that kind of woman. He smirked. Starving people can become anything. She walked out with burning cheeks and trembling dignity. That day, she learned something bitter. Women like her were not seen as humans, only opportunities. Days crept by. Her savings vanished. Electricity was cut. She sold her wedding bangles, thin gold circles that once symbolized love, now converted into bread. But bread is a strange thing. It disappears faster than the memories of the hands that earned it. One night, her children slept hungry. Zoya sat beside them, watching their hollow breaths, their fragile ribs rising and falling like broken waves. She pressed her hand to her mouth to keep herself from screaming. She felt anger at fate, helplessness at poverty, disgust at the world, and hatred for being alive. She whispered into the dark, God, why me? Why my children? The darkness had no answers. The turning point came when Noreen fell seriously ill. A fever that burned like their lips cracked, face pale. Zoya ran from clinic to clinic, begging for help. 5,000 rupees, the doctor said. She had 50. Her hands shook. Please, she's just a child. The doctor shrugged. I'm not running a charity. Zoya rushed out with her burning daughter in her arms. On the street, she felt the world closing in around her, lights blurring, horns echoing, faces watching. She sat on a footpath and cried openly for the first time. Ahmed hugged her small back and whispered, "Ami, don't cry. I'll grow up soon and feed you." His innocence stabbed her heart. A stranger approached quietly, a woman who looked teared, worn, hardened by life. "You need money?" she asked simply. Zoya nodded helplessly. The woman sighed. "There is a place. Women go there when life gives no other road." Zoya understood. Her stomach twisted. She shook her head violently. "No, never." The woman didn't argue. "You'll decide after your child stops breathing," she said, then walked away. Those words clung to Zoya like thorns. That night, Zoya faced the cruelest decision of her life. In one hand, she held her daughter's burning body. In the other, her dignity, already cracked, already bruised, but still hers. If dignity had fed her children, she would have kept it. If honor had cured fevers, she would have held on to it. If respect paid rents, she would have lived and died with it. But honor cannot be eaten. Dignity cannot buy medicine. Respect cannot stop a child from dying. She looked at the sleeping shapes of her children, breathing innocence, fragile hope, and something inside her broke. Not her morals, not her purity, not her worth. Her helplessness broke. She stood outside the small, dimly lit building with trembling steps, each step weighed with shame, fear, and the crushing burden of motherhood. When she entered, she felt her soul collapse in a way no one could see. That night, Zoya didn't become sinful. She became a mother fighting death. She didn't choose shame. She chose survival, and the world would never hear her story. They would only judge her footsteps.
In the narrow lanes of an old neighborhood, the story of Ahmed and Hina began. Ahmed was a simple, honest young man, known for his hard work and sincerity. Hina was his neighbor, kind-hearted, graceful, and full of life. They had been childhood companions, and slowly, that companionship blossomed into a silent, unspoken love. On the rooftop, beneath the fading glow of sunset, Hina would laugh as the breeze tangled her hair. "Ahmed, do you ever think about the future? Where will we be 10 years from now?" "Wherever life takes me, Hina. If you're there, it will be home." Time passed. Dreams sparkled in Ahmed's eyes, and Hina's lips always carried a smile. They wove entire worlds together in their conversations. Yet fate was not so kind. Hina's parents arranged her marriage to a wealthy man. Ahmed's heart shook, but he swallowed his words. The night before her wedding, Hina stood silently on the rooftop where their dreams once bloomed. Ahmed came quietly, his eyes red with unshed tears. "Why don't you stop me, Ahmed? Why don't you fight for me?" "Because if I fight, I'll lose you. And if I stay silent, I'll lose myself. But at least you will be happy, and that's worth my silence." On her wedding day, Ahmed stood far away, watching. Tears filled Hina's eyes, though her lips remained sealed with quiet acceptance. Hina, in her heart, as she looked at him one last time, "My life is leaving with you, Ahmed. All that's left behind is just a shadow in red silk." Years went by. Hina became imprisoned in her new life, while Ahmed lived alone, turning their love into prayer. Every day he returned to that old street, staring at the rooftop where once their laughter had echoed. One day, news came that Hina was gravely ill. Ahmed rushed to the hospital. After years, their eyes finally met again. Hina, you came. I knew you would. Ahmed, gripping her hand. How could I not? Her eyes slowly closed, a faint smile still on her lips. And with that, she was gone. Each day he sat by her grave. Love never dies, Hina. Even if breaths stop, love lives. It lives forever.
Thanks for watching Moon in Canada. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.